Hey peeps, Naisha here, and welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And now let's get to the video. Today I'm going to talk about Dracula, a love story. I'm going to give you my review on season 2. I would definitely link in the description box below my video to season 1. Also, there will be spoilers. Again, there will be spoilers, so you have been warned. Now, Dracula, a love story. Um, basically, it says experience a whirlwind romance spanning centuries, palace secrets of the Ottoman Empire, love and loathing at the royal court, and friends and enemies whose lives span an eternity. Now, season 2 was pretty good. Like, I would say it was actually better than season 1. I feel like season 2 gave what it needed to give. First things first, just in case if you haven't played Dracula, a love story, like if you haven't played season 1 or season 2, or like just you haven't played at all, basically you play both Elia. Well, I'm gonna go with Gaia because that's what I name her. You play both Gaia Burnell, a present day fine art restorer, and her past life, Lali Hatan, a 15th century young girl living at the Osmanian court. While on her holiday in Romania with her sister Millie, Gaia is tasked by her boss to pick up some 15th century Ottoman paintings for a museum. When she touches the paintings, she finds herself traveling back in time to 1444 and subsequently to 1446 and 1448 to the court of Sultan Murad and the body of his niece Lali. There, she witnessed the relationship between Lali, Vlad, and Aslan, who bear a striking resemblance to people Gaia has just encountered in her present life. This will set in motion a series of events that will reveal the existence of many different supernatural forces. With the help of Vlad, Leo, Sandra, a Romanian woman with some secrets of her own, and Noi, Vlad's friend, Gaia needs to try and make sense of her own past and of her feelings toward those around her. Also, you can have different relationships with a few people. Vlad, Leo slash Aslan, Sandra, No, Hassan, and Mahmid. Now, let me tell you about like season 1. With season 1, basically Gaia is, again, she's on vacation, but she also is doing a job for her boss. While in Romania, she comes across this mysterious guy who also is trying to get the paintings that her boss wants. And the mysterious guy is Vlad, and Vlad basically has a contract with her saying, "Hey, you can have these paintings and things if you come to my hotel and you restore the paintings not at his hotel but at his castle." And of course she agrees to the contract. And that's when strange things begin to happen. Especially as Gaia is like restoring the painting, she gets these visions from the paintings of basically the past of Lali Hatan. And with that, she also sees um Leo's past life, who is Aslan, and then she sees Vlad. Now, at first, she thinks this is also Vlad's I want to say past life. She doesn't realize that Vlad is a vampire. She doesn't know that until like the end of season 1, where No seems to be, I won't say he's the bad guy, but basically he shows Vlad's true color because he, in his own twisted way, was trying to show Vlad how humans really are, because No doesn't trust humans. And of course because of what um he does, um Gaia ends up leaving the hotel, and she ends up, even though she leaves, she takes 3 paintings. She leaves the other 3 because there's 6 paintings in total. She takes 3, she leaves 3. However, she finds out that Vlad basically gave her all the paintings, and now that she has the paintings and everything, she is, she wants to go back home. Not only because of that, but also because she got like a crazy call from her mother, and it made her concerned. So of course, she and Millie are on their way to like to the airport in season 2. Um yeah, this is season 2, sorry if I like, am all over the place. But yeah, season 2, like I said, because of what happened in season 1, Gaia is basically um going back to USA, and to her city. I want to say Lastville. I want to say that's the name of it. Yeah. Lastville. That's the name of it. Yeah, the city of Lastville, which is located in the northeastern United States. Founded in the 17th century, Lastville is home to over 16,000 inhabitants. So yeah, she goes back to Lastville. Now while she's going back to Lastville, she and her sister kind of get kidnapped by this rich guy named Ruthven. And of course she doesn't understand why like he's like kidnapped them in a way, because like he doesn't really kidnap them, but it seems like he does, because um Gaia and Millie were going back to their home, and Leo, he's also from Lastville as well. He was going with them as well. He was going back home too, and they end up like being a plane for them to get on, but they didn't realize it was a private plane, like someone's private plane. They just thinking like, okay, this is a plane. However, Leo gets holed up by the security at the airport, and of course, Gaia and Millie are switching like like basically pushing to the airplane, and you know, now they're on the airplane with this rich snob. And of course, Ruthven, he basically he has an agenda, but Gaia doesn't know what his agenda is. She just knows she don't like him, and I don't blame him because he was a little creepy. And so you find out as soon as she get home why the reason why Ruthven wanted um basically to be alone with her, and also like why he basically wanted to talk to her and why he was so interested in her. Apparently, um in Lastville, the city that she lives in, they have, I want to say they're not doing too well, and the commissioner, who is a family friend of Gaia's parents, he basically says that the mayor he's a sucky leader. So last vid hasn't been doing so good. However, um there's a Black Castle is named Black Castle, and the last owner of Black Castle basically um left a church. Yeah, basically left a church in Gaia's name. He basically left her a church. And so because she is like, she inherited that, she also has a say in what happens to Black Castle, and also who will give the money to, like, Black Castle. And Ruthven, he wanted to make a vampire hotel, a gothic like hotel and stuff like that. And I guess he needs Gaia's approval, and I think he also wants like the church from Gaia as well. But like, she's not sure if she wants to sign any type of contract yet and stuff like that. She's like, she's going to have to consider it. However, while she says that, Ruthven, of course, he's mad. But like, yeah, like, because she didn't sign, she ends up getting kidnapped to a place inside the Black Castle, and there's like already some girl on an altar, and looks like she about to be sacrificed, because you see a group of people in robes, and look like they about to sacrifice this girl, and look like Gaia's gonna be next, and she don't know what to do and stuff. She's like trying to figure out like what the heck is going on, because she also has been tied. And then guy this guy named Houston, he comes out and basically helps Gaia and the girl on the altar. He also ends up getting into a tussle with one of the people in the robe, and ends up cutting them and stuff. However, and then I want to say after that, that's when Leo, Vlad, and Sandra, they come, like, they're there at the Black Castle as well, trying to like save them, because they knew something was going to happen. And they do explain how they know throughout season 2. Not only that, again, you get more flashback to the time period that Lali Hatan, because I was like, in season 1, I want to say she's I want to say like what she's a. I want to say like she's like a teenager because you see her as like I want to say you see her as like 12 years old, and then you also see her as like 16 in season 1. Season 2, you see her grow up a bit more. I want to say she's like 18 now. Yeah, she's like 18 now. And is not only that, but Lali is also having visions. Like it seemed like when she touched someone, she starts to have a vision of them and stuff. And I think that's actually pretty dope as well. Like we get to see that maybe maybe Gaia has some type of power as well, because again you see with Lali, um she starts to have visions and stuff, and because she starts to have vision, she's able to like paint a picture of her mother. However, she couldn't tell her like uncle why she was able to paint her mother, so clearly she had to like make it up. But like that's the reason why she's able to do it. Um what else? I also like that we get to because I know I said this in season 1, but not only do you get to have a relationship with your sister, you also get to have um like relationships with um some more side characters. Like there are teenagers that are involved, because that's another thing with the Black Castle. I think that the Black Castle is supposed to bring in money so that there could be a center for like teens who don't have the best life. And so the Black Castle also is, going to help out the teenagers and stuff. And so, you get to have a bond with them, especially with not only also with Kathy, who is Leo's younger sister. You get to have a bond with her too, and this other girl whose name is Cassie, who is also good friends with Millie and Kathy. Um, you also get to know a bit more about because there is a black cat, and you find out that the black cat it is also a little, I'm not gonna say little girl, but like a teenager, because that's what her appearance look like, a teenager whose name is Mika. Um, you find out more about Mika as well. And I find it funny because the way you find out about Mika is because Noel says, "Oh, that's Vlad's daughter," and then Guy is like, "Excuse me, she's what?" And you find out that Mika is Vlad's adoptive daughter. Um, Basically, she was adopted by him, and she ended up being ill as a child. She ended up passing away. However, because she wasn't baptized, her soul was stuck in the castle in Romania. But I want to say because the cat whose body that she has now, because the cat basically let her use their body because the cat's dead. Um, I suck at explaining this, but basically, she's able to use to possess the body. She's ended up using the body for herself because the cat was dying and gave her their body. So now she's I want to say they call her a mafka. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, but um I want to say she's like a harmless spirit and stuff like that because she tends to injure animals and things like that. But not only that, you also you get I like the fact that with Dracula a love story, you get so much background story. You get so much background information. That's what I meant to say. You get so much background information. Not only that, but like it's like layers to it and stuff. Because you find out the reason why Gaia you found out she inherited this church from this guy named Sote, um, which wasn't his real name, but you find out that Sote decides to inherit um, to give Gaia this church, and not only that, but you find out that Gaia got kidnapped as a kid, and um, and yeah, you find out that Gaia got kidnapped as a kid, and of course, Leo was also there as well. So basically, Leo and Gaia still are connected, um, in this present life, which I thought was pretty interesting. I also like the fact that Gaia is facing her own issues, especially because she loves Vlad. However, because she's seen who he really is, she's seen him as a vampire, and she doesn't know how to handle it. She's afraid of him. She doesn't know how to handle it. And of course, she's trying to fight her issues with that because even though, his real self is scary, he's still her Vlad. He's still the Vlad that she fell in love with. And I like the fact that it takes her some time to actually get that in her mind, to realize. I like the fact that this is definitely a slow burn. There's no bound chicka wow wow in this unless you are romancing um Leo or Sandra. If you romancing Vlad, I like the fact that Vlad and Gaia's relationship is slow burn, and I like the fact that he tries his best to stay away from her, but it's he has to realize he loves her just like she loves him. And I like the fact that they both have the inner issues that they have to deal with. Not only that, but there's a reason why Vlad is the way he is, and like Gaia Gaia finds out more about it. She knows like, she now knows that there was a contract. She doesn't know what, like, the contract involves in, but she knows that there is a contract and things like that. Excuse me. Um, I also like the fact that no, you also get background information. Oh no, you get you get why he is the way he is. Um, Especially when it came to, like, his parents. Um, and I want to say just what else? Well, not what else, but I just like that he also has some character development. Like, I like that each character has a character development. Whether they are Gaia's love interest or not, I like that. Like, they all have their journey, they all have their issues, their struggles. And it's like this book, it's like the story itself is not only about Gaia, but it's not only about her, but also about the people that she surrounds herself with, about, like, what they're going through, and just trying to face the hardship together, because I feel like that's what this story is, especially with season 2. It's like, it doesn't matter if you are facing somebody alone, you still have people in your heart that get you through, like, that will get you through, like, even the toughest of challenges. And I just I like that. I actually do like that, especially at the end of season 2, where they have to go to, I want to say, the dark world. Yeah, they have to go to the dark world to um bring Mika, because one thing about Dracula, a love story, there's a lot of stuff that's going on, but to me it doesn't seem too much. Like, you know how you either read or watch or play something and it seems like, okay, there's too much going on, but with this it seemed like even though it seemed like there's a lot going on, it makes sense to why everything is going on. You feel me? Like, there's a reason why this is happening and things like that. For example, Mika is kidnapped. And of course, like, the reason why Mika is kidnapped is basically, excuse me, it's for a trap for Vlad, because the big bad of season 2 is this scavenger demon from the dark world. Excuse me. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna call him Carl because um I can't pronounce his name. Like, that name, like, I want to say it sounds like carnival, but I don't think that's the name. So instead of bushing it, I'm just gonna call him Carl. So Carl, he with a K. But Carl, he basically kidnaps um he ends up, like, having his servant kidnap Mika and bringing her to the dark world, because he don't really have power in the real world. So he brings Mika to the dark world and drains her of most of her life force until she just looks like a ghost. And of course, Vlad ends up basically giving some of his energy to her, which end up weakening him. And because of that, Carl ends up coming in and basically, taking is trying to take more of Vlad energy, basically tries to end up kill tries to end up tries to kill Vlad. I don't know why I couldn't say that. And of course, No and Gaia, they are there to like help, and Noah is doing his best, but he is still defeated by um Carl. Well, like ends up Carl ends up knocking him, and so Gaia ends up finding her inner strength, and I like the fact that like you see a scene of Lali and Vlad talking to Aslan, and they basically present Aslan with a sword and stuff. And of course, like Aslan. Well, no, Gaia, not Gaia, but Lali asks Aslan could she like take a swing at his sword, and like she ends up being clumsy with it, but he and Vlad end up helping with the sword, and she says she's not like strong as and they basically tell her it doesn't matter where they are, like if they're not with each other, that she will always have a part of him and Vlad with her. And so when she ever alone and she has like a moment and she's feeling self-doubt, to basically realize that Aslan and Vlad will always be with her no matter where she goes. And so because of that, Gaia is able to basically get the inner strength and the courage to kill Carl. Because one thing, even though Carl is a powerful demon, the thing about Gaia is that like in every season though so far, it seems like she has a light about her. Like she has this brilliant light, this peculiar light that people always describe that's in her. Like, and it's brighter than like the sun. And not only that, but because of her light, she's able to, you know, defeat the darkness and even help Vlad defeat his darkness in a way. And so, again, she's able to basically, you know, um, defeat Carl. And again, I love the I love the way like it's done. Like I do recommend people to play this, especially if you like supernatural romance stories and you do like slow burns. I definitely would recommend this because when I tell you like the graphics and just the story itself is just so beautiful. And not only that, there are certain scenes um in the story, especially season 2. I didn't touch on it, but I'm gonna touch on it now. But there are certain scenes in season 2 where like I think Sandra is she's reading a I want to say she's reading a poem, and that poem just reminds Gaia of Vlad, and you know she's just she's just she's just thinking about like how the poem just like it makes her think and describe what she and Vlad is going through. And I'm gonna be honest, it's just so beautiful. And then of course, I also like the fact that um there's a lot of there's a lot of history that you get um not only from like from from Gaia's past life and like Leo's and Vlad, well Leo's past life and Sandra as well, because we find out that Sandra is in this tomb, and I thought that was pretty dope. Um, I also like that you also get history on Lastville, like 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 this town. You know how most stories you in a town they don't really tell you nothing about like the town you in. Like for example, um, what can I give you? I don't know what type of example I could give you, but you know how like like you know how there's like a fictional town and they don't really tell you too much about the town. They just like this is just a setting where the story takes place. Well, for this, I like the fact that Lastville also has a history in itself. Um, you learn about like um because there's a ceremony that happens where the keeper um has to go to this island and light up the fire, and his companion, whoever he chooses, gotta be like a soulmate or something, goes with him to light up the fire. And I like the fact that this little like event and ceremony that Lastville always do. I like the fact that there's like a history behind it, um and stuff like that. Like there's a story behind it. It's just I like the fact that this isn't just like a town. Like I like that there's more to the town. Like it's just not like the setting of where the story takes place. There's history to the town and stuff. So I just love how Alicia C does this story. Like it is beautiful and gorgeous. And I also like the team behind the graphics, the background music. Just to to make everything look beautiful and intense, and like the tone of it. I like that like the tone fits like whatever the mood is. Like if the mood is dark, like the graphics seem dark, the music seems dark. If there's like a lighthearted scene, like the music is lighthearted, the graphics seems lighter. Like man, it's just a beautiful story. And like unlike how any TV show, like how like season one will be the better season, and then season two will be good but not as good as season one. I feel like this is definitely different, because even though season one is good, season two is just better, because again you get more. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it's lacking anything. It gives you more and more and more, and I enjoy that. Like I enjoy diving into this world and just enjoying every moment, like every like detail that is put into the story. It's just done very beautifully, and I just commend um Elisa C and just Romance Club in general, because the story is definitely beautiful. For this season, I would have to give it a 5 out of 5. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I didn't think the pacing was slow at all. Felt like everything was just right. Like everything about season 2 was just right. It over succeeded my expectations, and um, as you can see, I'm on season 3, and I can't wait. Like I'm on episode 3 in season 3, but I just can't wait to get like to see what happens next. And so with that being said, um I enjoy the story, but let me know in the comments below, especially those who love Dracula, a love story. Let me know what you guys thought about season 2. um Let me know what you like about it, what you dislike about it. If you think it needed some improvement, like let me know so we can have a conversation, because I would love to have a conversation with you guys on this. And again, thank you so much if you have stayed to the end. I appreciate it. Um, and apologize for any and me being tongue tied. But that's what happens when you get so excited about stories, especially stories that are beautiful and touching like this one. So, again, thank you for your time. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.